What's going on, everybody? This is Temperature Check. I am your host, as always, man. Let's just check the temperature. How y'all doing out there? Before we get started with today's content, I must do what I always do anytime you see me on your screen, and that is thank you, the viewers, for the likes, comment, shares, and most importantly, those subscriptions. So make sure, whether you be a day one fan or someone who just locked in with me today, man, I just want to say I appreciate y'all, man. Let's keep the energy going. Let's keep the vibes up. So if you want to follow me on IG and or Twitter, man, Mr. Check the Temperature on both of them platforms, we can definitely chat it up. But let's get into it, man. Ultimate Madness 2 had some good battles, had some upsets, some unlikely upsets, and we had a whole bunch in between. So let's get right off into it, man. The first big announcement was Iron Solomon is no longer analyst and a judge for Ultimate Madness 2. He has some serious issues come up that he had to take care of. So, man, shout out to him. Hope everything works out in his favor. Who was the replacement? No, none other than the Animal Goods. And I'm cool with that. You telling me good? You replace Iron Solomon with Goods? I see no losses. And Goods let it be known exactly what he was looking for at the beginning, and he stayed consistent through the entirety of the quarterfinals. So I can't ask for anything better than that. But we're gonna get right off into it, man. First battle up was the Emerson Kennedy versus Holmesy the guy. Now, me personally, I'll be honest with you, I actually had Emerson Kennedy with a slight 2-1 going into the battle. I just felt like his cadence is something I definitely love. His rhythm, his ability to go in and out of schemes very quickly. I thought that would do him very well in this battle. However, Holmesy the guy, I definitely thought he had a very good chance for his ability just to bark and his believability when he's rapping. So let's get right off into it, man. It was on Emerson Kennedy in the first. Um, I did love the fast food scheme he had. The Arby's captor logo, crazy. Silence of the career, pin drop, the naval base, double entendre punchline, stupid. That was something that even 40 talked about when she was giving her reasoning for who she picked. The Jersey line was crazy. God ain't looking up, crazy. Very solid first round from Emerson Kennedy. Uh, Holmesy, Book It, Eli, slap scheme or smack scheme. I'm sorry, JFK line, shoulder line. Very solid rounds from both competitors. Me personally, I did edge it to Emerson Kennedy in the first. I like his setups a little bit better. I thought his scheming was placed very precisely, and he effectively got his bars off, and so I did give him the first. But maybe about 6 lines into his second of Emerson Kennedy rapping, Caffeine, what the hell happened with the screen? It froze on me, and it froze on everyone else too, and it froze so bad that they had to shut down the battle. So basically, Emerson Kennedy is rapping, not knowing that the stream is messing up, and then they have to tell him to run his lines back. And I'll be honest with you, at that point in time, I kind of lost disinterest in the battle because Emerson Kennedy, all the momentum he had in the first couple of bars of the second, was completely negated by the fact that the stream service was lost. And Caffeine, this is what you do. This is what you do. How does this happen? McDonald's don't ever run out of burgers. What is happening to you? What's going on? Talk. No, don't talk to us. Talk to yourselves. You need to go get avocado now. So when he came back, so Emerson Kennedy basically rapped half of his second, I'm sure, and then they told him he had to re-rap his entire second again. So when he was bringing the bars back, I already heard I had lost excitement, and I think he lost the ears of everyone who was actually listening because he was rapping in the first. And so Holmesy the guy takes advantage of this opportunity, no slight to Holmesy the guy, and really, you know what I'm saying, separates himself in that second, man. He had the fashion rebuttal, crazy angle with the crazy angle that Holmesy the guy took in a second. So he basically takes the angle of Emerson Kennedy. How can you talk struggle bars to me when you told someone in a previous battle that both of your parents were doctors? Where is your struggle? Oh, the struggle is you're a black activist, but then you go home to a white woman on a daily basis. I'm gonna be honest with you, Holmesy. That's not something that's too uncommon with the black leaders. You know, there seems to be a white. Never mind, no comment. But he had a very impressive second round. So I had it 1-1 going into the third, man. Yeah, I had it 1-1 going into the third. Third round comes. Emerson Kennedy rebuttals the entire round from Holmesy, saying he stayed with the white. That's why he had a white girl. You know what I'm saying? The play with the words again. Guys with the guys in the gated community scheme. I thought that was crazy. But it was a solid round, but it was definitely a beatable round. I can't lie. And then you had Holmesy come out with close the hip with the fridge, the bad boy line, crazy Corona line, the World Star line. Very good battle. It was so much of a good battle that it was 2-2, and it ended up going to the fans vote. Now I'll be honest with you, when I saw the fans vote, it was like 6,000. It was like 6,200 to like 2,500. It was crazy, and I think a lot of that had to do with what happened in the second. It's hard to get back into listening when someone has lost the momentum. It's basically like a choke, but he didn't choke. Caffeine choked, but he gets penalized for that. So shout out to Holmesy the guy, man. He did end up winning the fan vote by a considerable margin. So we had Holmesy the guy going into the semis. The next battle we had was Danny Myers versus Tank the Demon. I'll be honest with you, it was what you thought it was gonna be. It was a 30 ball. Danny Myers, I mean, really just showing the level and the versatility and really the ability to prepare in 2 weeks is something that Danny Myers knew he had, and it's also something he knew that the Demon didn't have, and he even mentions that in a post interview. But it was pretty clear from the first round. Tink comes out, he does choke in the first. It was like in the first to 6-7 bars, so he was able to bring the entire round back, and he was clean from then on. But there were some stumbles in the third. Yes, I did catch a slight stumbles in the third. But again, it's 3-0. Danny Myers really wasn't nothing to talk about. Oh, but the third battle though. I told y'all. Y'all out there, y'all didn't believe me. I thought I was crazy picking 9-9, didn't you? I told you, man, we from South Carolina, man. I'm with the movement. The Midwest is with the South. 9-9. Do exactly what I knew you was gonna do. Show them that you're not a gimmick. Show them that you're not a 1 seed versus 16 seed is gonna get blown out the next day. You had the energy I was looking for. You was barking. You were barking. And I'll be honest with you. What I said in my preview video, my thing about Mr. Wavy, he had a good first round, but that was the best Wavy I've seen. He's very inconsistent. Very inconsistent in my opinion. But Wavy comes out first. The one thing I did like about Wavy's first round was that he started rapping even before he got to the light. That's performance in itself. To think that, hey, you know what I'm saying, I got a punchline that needs to hit, and the only way I can make it hit is by using every second. So while I'm walking out, I need to be rapping. So I appreciated that. He had the seasonal punchline, split scheme, tailored line, crash, bando line, clip longer than the pandemic. Got not here for you. I get it. Then you had None come right back. The wave scheme, he really was taking the angle towards Mr. Wavy that you're really trying to be Sue Surf Jr. And he stayed on that for 3 rounds, and it worked for 3 rounds. I assure you it did. You had the rebuttal there, the USDA beef, Ultimate Madness 1 line, the Iron 40, the Goods freestyle that you put in your first round. Now, mind you, Goods was just made a judge that today. So for him to be able to put that in his rounds, although it was in the end, man, you gotta appreciate the ability to freestyle on the fly and give you the current bars. So I had a 1-0-9-9 clear. Pretty much the same thing with the second man. I thought Wavy, he did better than his first, but he took the white privilege angle towards none, which is obviously a good angle to take, an angle that everybody's gonna love, everyone's gonna migrate to. But I don't think he necessarily delivered it believable enough. Maybe because a lot of people, if you follow none, you kind of know his past. It kind of fell a little flat with me. But then none went crazy in the second. I'm not even gonna lie. Reporter said none survived it. The Rita punchline, talking about she was the worst the worst judge and also Madness 1. again, going back to the fact that he was talking about the wave and Sue Surf making those analogies, just crazy. The third round, I will say, Wavy gave you the Wavy you were looking for in the first and the second round. If you was looking for him to elevate and show what more of the consistency that he had in the first round, you got that in the first round of the previous battle, not this battle, but the previous battle. You got that in the third, man. He went crazy in the third. I can't lie, man. Lil Nas X coming out line, chain together line, 40, 40 on you. You can flirt with, making a reference towards battle rap trap. I don't know what you got going, D out of Henny Man and 40 bars, but apparently y'all not quiet enough, man. The Baywatch line was stupid. Oh my God, that Baywatch line was stupid. But it wasn't enough, man. It wasn't enough, man. None came out in the third and closed it out, man. So it was a 30 ball. It was a 30 ball. For me, I was definitely surprised. I definitely thought he would get. I thought Wavy would win one, but I gave None 3-0. So it's off to the main event. Who is None gonna see in the semis? And you know who we had? We had Wild Bill versus Mainstage Mike, and it was a goodie. So I'll be honest with you. I thought coming into this battle that Mike, being under all this pressure, this new pressure that he's put on himself, and getting the backlash of the battle rap community, I thought that I was gonna come out and see a very confident Mike P. I did not get that. I got someone who you could tell had lost a little bit of his confidence. He was not Mainstage Mike last night or tonight. He was not Mainstage Mike tonight. He had some timidness in him. He was fighting through it, you could tell, but he wasn't feeling right. So I did give him the first. Mike P came out, hand me the bill. He had a utility bill scheme that was fire, offshore account, bite the bullet, Tony Hawk spins. If you're an N64 fan, you should know what I'm talking about. The debt collect. But this dude Wild Bill, man, he can't. Silk made me do it. The Last Dance scheme, fold Bill, not to fold him. So that was Mike P's first round. But then I'll be honest with you. To me, I thought Bill came out flat in the first. The Hussein Bolt, I caught that. Hand me down, Mike. Now I will say the Michael Jackson scheme that he had with the smooth criminal and things of that nature, going super crazy. But I gave the first round to Mike pretty clear, but that's where it stopped, man. The second and the third got kind of spooky for Mike. I'm not gonna lie, man. He comes out with the Bad News Bears, the Loso High. I did like the Bill Cartwright punchline, crazy. Bill Gates of the Garden. I like to play on that from the Loud Boys. More Kill Bill, Ball at the Cinderella, the Yak scheme. Thought was crazy, but the angle that Bill takes in the second towards Mike P, phenomenal, man. He makes a play on, you were the man who was so depressed and you were suicidal, but you're standing in front of me, so obviously you did not complete the objective. You now are who you say you are. Beautiful angle, man. I thought he laid out and he painted that picture very well. Biggest hypocrite in the game, the legislator line for Bill, crazy. Dancing Mike, all I need is one mic. The Nas reference, Mill look good until the bill is added, crazy. The Crime Stoppers, I'm not gonna lie to you. I literally put in my notes, terrible way to end round. I do think if Mike P was a little bit better, no, I gave this clear to Kill Bill, man, in a second. So we got 1-1 going to the third. Mike P, what you gonna do? Let me look at my notes. Absolutely nothing. He did absolutely nothing. He got about 4 to 6 lines into his third round and choked. And when I say choke, yeah, that type of choke. It was a suicide choke, honestly. Like, he didn't. And I think that he might have thrown this third round on purpose. I think the pressure of this tournament, and I'm not trying to give him an out, but I do think the pressure of this tournament, everything that happened with him and his girl, has played a very big role into his battle and into his performance. And I feel like he just kind of gave up. Once he choked, he just kind of gave up. He didn't try to get it back. He didn't try to freestyle anything. For 25,000, man, you gotta do whatever. I understand things happen, but you gotta be able to adjust on the fly. He was not able to do that. Like I said, I personally think that Mike P definitely just kind of gave. Once he choked, he was just like, man, it's done. I think the second round he already knew that he lost, and then when he choked, he was just like, I mean, his mind must have went blank. But I think really the pressures of the battle, the pressure of the tournament, the pressure that Bill was applying, definitely played effect into his performance. So in the third, man, Bill, all you had to do is say a couple words, come out there, Jesus wept, Jersey, and you was good. And he pretty much did that. But I mean, he had the rap metal around your head like EK, crazy. He had the crucifix, double entendre, that was crazy. Cut from a different cloth. He did a furniture scheme, and ended with Ashley Furniture. Bruh. he said he said, how you the police, but you don't know who to cuff? Crazy. According to Mike, there were no strings attached. Again, really just I should have listened. What happened was I should have listened to myself. All week I've been saying that Bill is gonna attack the same angle for 3 rounds. But I thought Mike P was ready. I thought he'd be able to stand up to it, and he wasn't, man. And I'll give you the line of the battle for me personally. He said, "You unfollow, you unfollow the nigga. That's not gonna make her unswallow all them niggas." What? That was wild. The Bill versus Nun Nun in the semis is gonna be a goodie, man, definitely. And then you got the two guys going at it in the semis on the other side of the bracket. Homely the guy versus Danny Myers, bar guy. So man, it's gonna be an interesting one. Battles to look forward to next week. You had Reaper Rail versus Steams. I'm picking Reaper. And then you had Franchise versus Saga. I'm gonna go with Saga. I think he's about to have a redemption battle. But this is my recap, man. I hope you like it. Stay engaged with the channel. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. This is Temperature Check. I am your host as always, man. Mr. Check the Temperature. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. And like always, man, we just getting started, baby.